folks, Domestic Violence Awareness Month was crazy busy, and we apologize that we deprived you of your monthly bite. But worry not, my pretties. That's so creepy. Yeah, we'll make it up to you with more exciting news and happenings around the division. Welcome to this month's edition of Domestic and Sexual Violence Services Databyte, your monthly guide to happenings around our neck of the woods. I'm Gretchen Soto, Program Manager for Clinical Services for DSVS.
And I'm Kendra Lee, your Public Information Officer. We're excited to welcome back Linda Concepcion, our new grant-funded counseling services group co-facilitator. But as one window opens, a door closes. Daniela Revis is leaving DSVS to support her newborn and her husband. We will miss her dearly.
You certainly will. But we're excited to have Linda back. And last month, my family and our country bid farewell to the Honorable Elijah Cummings. I lost a cousin, and our nation lost a champion for justice. He fought tirelessly for those without a voice, for the unseen and the marginalized and the underprivileged. And really, his legacy reminds me of why DSVS exists and our mission remains so critical. Rest in peace, sweet Bobby, as we lovingly called him.
We're so sorry for your loss, Gretchen. We grieve with you.
I really appreciate it, Kendra. So, let's lighten the tone, shall we? Who's on our birthday calendar?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, folks. Oh, and Colleen gained a brother-in-law, and Angie and Stacy added to their families 2 new fur babies, Zoe and Shuki.
They're so cute.
They are. Now I want a puppy.
And on to announcements. Domestic Violence Awareness Month was a resounding success, and many folks commented that our annual meeting was the best that they've ever attended.
Thank goodness the month is over.
Well, there's that. But in addition, lots of other great events took place.
Yeah, okay, they were great. Here's a sample.
Well, Kendra, as we wind down from Awareness Month, we'd like to share a clip that our director Tony brought to our attention. She was recently at a civil rights museum in Atlanta and happened upon a series of short video clips that highlight disparities in equity of treatment for survivors of color, transgender, and other underserved populations. We've excerpted one for your viewing and invite you to check out the others at www.breakthrough.tv. Let's take a look.
Stacey Rumbold is a white male teacher. He was convicted of raping a 14-year-old girl. He got 30 days. Marissa Alexander is a black woman who fired a warning shot that didn't hit anybody and didn't hurt anybody, and she faced 20 years.
Right.
That's an issue with how we think about justice and a woman's right to stand her ground in defense of her body, which is a legal right.
We're fighting against is the way the world views what black fear looks like.
I'll fight for women like Jacqueline Dixon because so many times black women become victims of both the state and their partners.
It seems like there's a double standard when it comes to stand your ground laws in America. When George Zimmerman followed, harassed, and ultimately killed Trayvon Martin, those laws protected him. But when Jacqueline Dixon, who had endured years of abuse at the hands of her husband, was attacked by him and shot him to protect herself and her children, stand your ground did nothing for her.
Black women are 1.3 times more likely to be physically abused by an intimate partner.
I stand with Jacqueline Dixon and all black women who constantly come against a criminal justice system that is far too often perverted with regards to securing their rights, securing their protection, and securing their lives.
I'll fight for women like Jacqueline Dixon because among black women who killed an abusive partner, almost 80% of them had a history of abuse.
Stand your ground laws are supposed to be about self-defense, and Jacqueline Dixon did just that. District attorneys like Michael Jackson have the power to protect rather than punish survivors.
I stand with Jacqueline Dixon.
Stand with Jacqueline Dixon.
Jacqueline Dixon.
I stand with Jacqueline Dixon.
Stand with Jacqueline Dixon. Stand with Jacqueline.
Jacqueline Dixon.
I stand with Jacqueline Dixon.
Jacqueline Dixon.
Jacqueline Dixon.
Jacqueline Dixon.
Wow, what a powerful reminder of why we do the work that we do. And now, what else do we need to catch up on, Kendra?
Well, in September, on the 21st to be exact, the ribbon cutting took place for the North County DVAC site located at the Herndon Resource Center.
Oh, that's right. Michael Beckett's attended, there was media presence, and Angela and Kevin debuted the beautiful room in which services are now being offered every Friday. There's even talk around town about the expansion of services based upon the initial outpouring of interest from the community. So folks, stay tuned for ongoing updates about what that might look like.
So it's happening.
What?
Integration of DSVS services into community accessible sites.
It sure is.
And Gretch, what's happening on the grant front? Because something is always happening on the grant front.
Oh my goodness, you know that's right. So in addition to our DVAC, VAWA, VDSS, and VOCA grants, we received notification of an additional OVW award for children and youth experiencing domestic and sexual assault and engaging men and boys as allies. We'll be sharing additional details about the scope of the project once the final budget is approved. One other exciting detail that has occurred in our grant world includes approval by our grant monitor for funding for Catherine and Linda to co-facilitate story cloth therapy, which some of you may remember as a breakout session in our last DSVS retreat. It's a trauma-informed art therapy approach that merges the cross-culturally relevant custom of communal stitching with expressive art techniques for healing after trauma. Catherine, who if you don't know is a registered art therapist, was recently trained by the Common Threads Project to offer this approach.
So what is a story cloth?
I'm glad you asked. A story cloth is a therapeutic work of art through which the individual graphically represents a narrative of their experience and conveys emotion and resilience through a medium that offers containment, safety, and connection.
In English, please.
Okay, fine, Kendra. In other words, it's a cool experiential therapeutic approach that allows speakers of different languages to process trauma experiences beyond talk therapy. Participants get to tap into their creative expression and kinetic healing abilities.
But why did you say that in the first place?
I thought I did say that in the first place, but moving on. You're likely wondering what's happening with our strategic planning process. Well, to bring us up to speed, we have today's guest, DSVS Office Manager Mary Juarez. Welcome, Mary. We're delighted to have you join us today. It's a treat for us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us the update on the strategic planning process, if you would.
Yes, so we've been very busy. Our community engagement work group has really been heroic in soliciting and synthesizing feedback from the community about how they view the role and functions of DSVS. At the beginning of October, we facilitated focus groups with partners. And then Sarah, Anna, and I had the lucky job of transcribing the recordings of the focus groups.
That sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry.
How'd you know? So after the notes were transcribed, we sent them off to our consultant, Ansa, and she's preparing her report out. Later this month, Tony will be meeting with the work group to hear Anne's report out.
Go ahead. Wow, so behind the scenes, the process has just really been moving right along. Tell us what's next, Mayor.
Yeah, so our our work group will be conducting surveys with the community. We're in the middle of drafting questions for the focus groups and for the survey. And with the help of our trustworthy Didier, we will be determining who we should contact the focus groups with and who to target to provide survey feedback. When we have our work, we definitely have our work cut out for us and are trying to stay on course to get everything completed by the end of this month.
Sounds like a solid plan. We want to extend a special thank you to you and the members of the Community Engagement Work Group for your efforts to advance the DSVS strategic planning process, and we appreciate you taking time out to join us today, Mary.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much, Mayor.
Thank you.
Kendra, there's one last exciting update that I wanted to announce to staff.
What's that, Gretch?
Well, at our summer retreat, staff indicated they'd like to have time to specifically focus on wellness and self-care. And with Nadia Hunan's help, our volunteer service coordinator, we've identified a great volunteer facilitator for, drumroll, Sacred Space Group.
Ooh.
Her name's Stacy Riley, and she's an LPC that works with our CSB's emergency services.
What you talking about, Willis?
I know. I'm excited too. I don't know how Nadia finds such amazing volunteers for us. Stacy's seasoned in trauma work, and Sacred Space is going to be our new DSVS staff wellness group that will meet 2 times monthly for 90 minutes each. It'll be a place where staff can focus on learning and practicing self-care, interventions to manage compassion fatigue, and cultivate resiliency skills.
That sounds like just what the doctor ordered. When's it start?
I know. A formal announcement's forthcoming, but for now, staff can tentatively expect a start date of November 22nd, with the location to be determined. The specific time slot's still being nailed down, but start time will likely be around noonish.
Can PIOs come?
Yeah, that's enough.
I need self-care. You guys drive me to drink.
That was a lot of self-disclosure. Now on to a friendly reminder for staff. Just in case you missed the email, the DFS overnight vehicle use request form has been updated. Good news is the vehicle request form now only requires supervisory signature, and you can access the form via Fairfax.net on the DFS site under Policies and Procedures and Forms.
Remember to destroy any previous versions of the form prior to November 1st when the new form goes live. If you have any questions about the overnight vehicle use, touch base with our DFS Logistics Director, Margaret Travers. Also, senior management team is working on streamlining of DFS processes. If you have some suggestions, feel free to email our office manager, Mary Juarez. Today, as we wrap, we'll be debuting a new segment in light of poor response to our MI Mini Bite. But before we do so, we'd like to present our September MI Mini Bite winner, Christopher Davies, with his winnings. Chris, how's it feel to have won?
What's this? I won. I'm a winner.
Our new segment, Just Breathe, invites you to find a comfy position while joining us. Ground yourself by taking a moment to pause, inhale deeply, oh my goodness, and float along with our weedy sea dragons brought to you all the way from the Georgia Aquarium.
What the heck's a weedy sea dragon? And where'd you find those critters?
They're not critters, Kendra. They're sea dragons and quite cute. But if you must know, Kevin and I happened upon them during our downtime when we were at the Strictly Confidential Protecting Survivor Privacy and Federally Funded Programs Conference in Atlanta. They spoke to our spirit, and we thought it would be nice to share them with others. So hush and just breathe.
See you next time, folks. Same bat time, same bat channel.